Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey. I'm Kelsey Yogi here on YouTube and Instagram and on TikTok, and I'm helping you to get on your mat and hopefully onto your hands, having a really good day. I have a really good workout plan for you today. It's all about the shoulder stabilization. So you want to get up into those handstands and forearm stands and all those fun things, but we really got to get strong and stable through the shoulder girdle. So a lot of this is going to be really zoning in on that shoulder blade region because that's where so much of that stabilization and strength comes from. So grab your exercise ball, make sure that it's pumped up nice and well. You don't need too much of a warm up for this. I think we can just jump right in. If anything is too hard, then by all means, please just back off and observe. I don't want you to hurt your shoulders. I don't want you to hurt your wrists or your elbows, but do your very best. Hang in there and let's just get to it. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do are T, I, and Ys. So resting your belly, a little bit of your chest on your yoga ball. I open up my feet a little bit just to help get a nice stable base. We're going to start with reaching our arms out to the side, thumbs up, and we're going to do T's first, and I'm going to have you lift 15 times, making sure that you squeeze the shoulder blades together, stay super strong through the core. All right, so get into position, thumbs up, and let's do about 15. This one's nice because you can really feel that squeeze right between the shoulder blades as you lift the arms up. Try to keep the spine nice and long and neutral. About 5 more. All right, last one. And now we are going to do more of a Y position. So just like you were a letter Y, arms kind of come out at a little bit of an angle. Same number, about 15 to 20 of them, whatever you got in you. Reach them up, thumbs up, and give them a squeeze, as if you could pull those shoulder blades down and in. And your shoulders, your actual shoulder caps, may get a little toasty from doing this too, and that's all right. About halfway. Everybody's doing their own count. I got 3 more. Very good. And you guessed it, we still have to do the I shape, so arms straight up overhead. And let's get those going. Ready? Thumbs still up, neck is still nice and neutral. You want to challenge the balance a little bit, walk your feet in together. Here we go. This one is a little harder to feel the shoulder blades squeezing together, but instead those muscles below the shoulder blades feel like they're going down and in. About halfway. This isn't about going super fast, but instead really feeling that engagement. Last 2. There you go, very good. Whew. That was the first one. I'm already getting a little bit of shoulder burn, which is perfect because that's what we're wanting to do today. Getting those shoulders strong, fired up. All right, so as you can see, we're going down on the floor. We're gonna be working in side plank. So I'm gonna rest my right elbow, forearm down. This is a little bit awkward, I know, but you're gonna hug the ball between your legs. So just get the ball right on there, give it a good squeeze, use your feet, wrap it up. And we're going to push out of this right fist, right elbow, and whoop. It's not as easy as it looks, huh? So get that hand placement right. And then we're gonna lift up, slowly back down. So if you're not there, get there. Let's try to do 10 on each side. Whew, I'm hoping you're there. Let's get it done. Definitely want to feel this right under here in those lats. Yeah, I think it's a little better to get the palm down flat rather than having that fist, because, you know, it's funny, you're even stabilizing all the way down through the hand into each finger. Keep that belly button pulled in. That way you are helping your upper body by keeping that core engaged. I think this is 7. Let's do 3 more. 8. 9, and last one, 10. Hold at the top, and nice and easy back down. All right, let's switch sides. Whew. A little bit of an awkward setup, that's okay, we're here for it. This is my smaller yoga ball. All right, squeeze with the legs, squeeze through the inner thighs. Get the arm at the right angle. It may take a little bit of adjusting. Who cares if you wobble and fall? I did. Doesn't matter. If you need a little bit of help, you could always put that right hand down for more stability too. All right, let's get it done. We got 10 ahead of us. Really thinking about pushing out of that left elbow. And as you find the highest lift through the hips, boom, we get that engagement, that wrapping, even feeling the rotator muscles throughout the armpit turn on here. These are some of the exercises that we just need to do in order to be safe on our mat. Carrying our own weight is no easy feat. Last 3. Hang in there. 2. Last 1. Woo. Hold it. Give it a couple of seconds. Feel that burn. And come back down. Nice job. All right, so 2 down. Just a few to go. I have a whole list here, to be honest. There's probably like another 10 at least. All right, so the next one are these forearm circles. You can rest on your knees if you need a little bit more support. If you know that this is gonna be hard for you, you try and you're like, wow, this is way harder than I thought. Or you can come onto your forearms. I'm gonna get my hands flat on there and walk the feet back, come into a little bit more of a plank-ish pose. And we're just gonna do these little circles. First counterclockwise, and then clockwise. So it can be a little awkward. Make sure that you're pushing between the shoulder blades, staying as stable as you can through the core. We'll do 10 in one direction, and then 10 in the other direction. If you need to take a break in between, take a break in between. All right. There's like no easy way to do this. Let's get it done though. Little circles. Woo, taking my hands out of it with fists made it harder right from the get-go. Last one. I'm gonna lower my knees and readjust. It's because my arm slid out a little bit. Let's do the second direction. So now I'm gonna go counterclockwise, not counterclockwise. Whatever you already did, do the opposite. All right, 10 circles. Kind of guiding it with your elbows and your forearms and staying very stable through the legs and through the core. I bet this is harder than you thought it would be. And that's 10. Go ahead, lower the knees. Whew, that's tough. All right. So now we are going to get on the ball like we've done in the other videos where the feet are on the ball and the hands are down on the ground. For this one, we are going to come into a plank position and then we're gonna work on just dropping one elbow down, come back to the hand. Opposite elbow down, back to the hand. If this is way too hard for you and you can't get one elbow down, just work on holding that plank pose, staying super strong and steady the whole time. Yeah, I'm still working on finding that real elegant way to get onto the ball. I haven't found it yet. So let's start with just doing 10, which is 5 on each side, all right? Get nice and strong, find that balance, that perfect little spot where the ball sits just right, and let's start with dropping the right elbow, come back up on the hand, and the left. There's 3, 4, 2 more on each side. Think about bringing the elbow a bit in as you drop it down rather than letting it flare out. Okay, there we go. Let's rest for a second. Oh, that one wasn't too bad. I think we should do a second set of that one. You're like, but Kelsey, that one was harder for me. Yes, but it wasn't too bad for me. So we're doing a second set. Let's do it. So just bear with me, hang in with me while I make up the rules as I go. If that was any pressure on your wrist, stretch out the back sides, that back edge of the wrist, give yourself some space there. Stretch out the flexor muscles. All right, maybe shaking out the hands too, just to reduce inflammation. Ooh, all right, let's just keep moving. Let's do another set of that. I think we can do it. Come onto the hands, find that nice ball placement. I'm gonna start the opposite side first. So left elbow, left hand, right, and right. That's already two. Look at us go. Keep the belly pulling in as best you can. Already halfway. Woo, ball's flying away from me. Gotta fight for that balance. Two more, guys. Left elbow, left hand. Right elbow, right hand. Woo, here we go. Let's sit down. All right, so what do we got next? Reverse plank dips. All right. Trying to mix it up. So it's a little on the hands, off the hands, back on the hands, do the legs. That way your wrists don't get too stressed out. So for this one, again, no beautiful way, is there? You're going to bring the feet up onto the ball and come a little farther forward. And we're going to do this reverse plank. So fingers point towards the glutes, really engaged legs here. Lift up as high as you're able to. Lower the hips and the booty down. Lift back up. Squeeze those shoulder blades at the top. Keep the legs and the core super engaged. So if you're not there, let's get there ASAP. We got 10 of these. Maybe a second set if it feels not too bad. Let's do it. Here we go. Squeeze those legs. Maybe if this is too hard, put the legs all the way on the outside, or even ditch the ball if it's not making sense for you. All right, here we go. Up we go. Get that flat plank. Bring the hips in, drop it. Squeeze at the top, find that lift. I'm pointing my toes in order to keep the legs engaged. But you could also push through the heels if that makes better sense for you. Make sure you're pressing down at the base of the thumb and the index finger. It's already 5. Breath is smooth and steady, right? 8. 9. And 10. Whew. All right, that one wasn't too bad. Kind of like this, leaning over the ball, stretches out the fronts of the chest and the fronts of the shoulders. Breathe it out, stretch it out. Let's do one more set of that, and we'll keep moving. All right, because after that, we're getting back on our hands. All right, legs up. Engage those legs, lift those kneecaps, engage the quads, push the floor away, lift the chest. There's 1. 2. Right here we squeeze and lift. Engage those glutes in order to lift the hips as high as you can. It's halfway. 7. 8. 9. Last one, hang in there. And 10, lift and hold. Slowly lower down. Whew. I was definitely feeling that one through the legs a little bit more, but that's okay. It's nice to take a little of the stress off the shoulders, off the back. Give the legs a little bit of a turn there. All right, so like I said, we're getting back onto our hands. This time we're gonna be working in forearm plank, which is a little harder because we gotta get lower to the ground, but we can do it. And we're going to move, let me show you on the floor before I get on the ball. So we're gonna be in forearm plank. So both the forearms are gonna be down, and we're going to, just like we kind of did before, moving one hand, I'm gonna have you bring the right hand back into more of this funky forearm shape, where one hand is down and the other elbow stays down. Come back to forearm plank. Bring the left hand down to the ground where the elbow was. Hand back down. So that's the thing, is that when you lift the hand, you want to put it where the elbow was. Drop it back down. All right, you get the idea. Let's do 10. See if we can do 2 sets of it. All right. Ooh, good. All the noises. Ooh. It's a prerequisite in order to do these yoga ball exercises. A little bit of weird noises. All right, back down onto our forearms. Get stable. Protract through the shoulder blades. Core pulls in. Let's bring this right hand to where the right elbow was. Boom, hold. Drop it down. Left side. Drop it down. That's 2. 4. And of course we want to do this as smooth and steady as we can without any, smashing the hand. Boom, we want it nice and quiet and controlled as best we can. I think that we have 2 more. Lost count for a sec. I'm gonna do 1 more on each side because I'm not sure. Better to do a little extra than to cheat ourselves. All right, that's it for your 10. Take a seat. Hopefully that one didn't feel too bad for you, but if you're not used to working in that funky forearm shape where one hand is down and the other forearm down, it could certainly be a little bit off-putting. I know if I did not practice that a lot on my mat, that would be very difficult. So be patient with yourself. And if all you could do was just slide one hand back just a couple of inches, taking that pressure off that grounded hand, any lift at all is a success. So if you weren't totally coming into funky, but just sliding the hand back a little lift of the elbow, I say count it, work where you are. It will get better with time and practice and consistency, right? All right, let's come back to it. We're gonna start on the left side first. Get the ball right, down on the forearms. Nice and strong and steady. Let's start the left side. Bring the left hand where the left elbow is. Boom, funky. Bring it back, forearm. Right side, funky. Bring it back to the forearm. That's 2. 3. Ooh, almost fell. 4. 5. Fight for those falls. Fight out of them. It's easy to just give in and flop off. And it happens, and it surely does. And I may fall from time to time too. But the key to falling less is to fight from letting that happen. Don't just give in. Last 2. There we go. I'm gonna sit down. Whew, you're doing good. Hopefully those shoulders are burning a little bit. You're feeling it through the back, maybe a little bit through the wrist. That's all right. That's how they get strong. All right, this time we're going to be in a full plank position, and we're gonna lift the legs. We'll do 2 sets of 10. I think we can do it. We're all very strong plank holders. Let's start with planting that left foot down, lifting that right leg up really high. So get into your plank position. You're gonna wanna have the shin and the foot on the ball. So I'm gonna start with both of them there. And I'm just gonna show you for right now, we're not starting. I'm gonna push that left foot in, lift the right foot up. Push the right foot in, lift the left foot up. So as much as I want to lift with the left, I have to push down with the top of the right, okay? What energy you want to bring up, you have to send downward as well. At the same time, staying very stable through the core and through the shoulders, right? When we take one limb out of this, it's definitely asking more of that upper body. All right, so let's do our 10. We'll rest for a moment, and then we'll do 10 more. All right, let's start with pushing the left leg in, lifting the right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And you move at your own pace. So if you're not moving right with me, I'm sure you're not watching the whole time. That's all right. Move at your pace. Do a little less if you're not quite where I am. Do a little more if you're above me. We all know where our practice should be. 2 more. And the right leg, lift, and left leg. Woo! That was tough. That one was tough. Not as much on the legs as I thought it would be. Tough on the arms and the shoulders. So rest when you need to rest. Get ready to work when it's time to work. I don't know if this bouncing on the ball is restful, but it kind of takes my mind out of the zone of, oh, that's so hard. And it takes me into the zone of, I'm all right, and this is chill, and we can do it. Hopefully you got some music cranking at home, and you're just vibing and doing it. You're doing great, hang in there. We are over halfway now, so let's just keep to it. All right, get back in your plank position. This time, we're gonna push into the right foot, lift the left leg first. Just because we always tend to go right to our dominant side, we wanna mix it up a little bit. So get that shin and foot on the ball, feet kind of start together, left leg reaches. Hopefully I'm not hiking terrible. It's kind of hard to tell when I'm staring at the ground, but I'm working on keeping that tail tucked so that I'm not hiking the butt up. I think that's 6. 4 more. You got it. If I got it, you got it. Last one. There you go. And rest. Okay. All right, remember those forearm circles that we did at the very beginning? Just kind of warming things up. Stretching out my wrist here a little bit. Now we're going to do it, but in a full plank position. Instead of on the forearms, we're gonna be on our hands. And these are super hard. They are. So you think that they should just be easy because we're just making these little circles, but it's these teeny tiny micro stabilizing muscles throughout the back that are having to turn on, and maybe they haven't been lately. I know for myself, they haven't been, hence why we're doing the video. I tend to make videos on the things that I know I'm needing, and I know there's gotta be somebody out there too that's struggling where I'm struggling. So we're gonna struggle together. Why not? So let's get on our hands. Like I said before, if it's too much, you can do it on the knees. And I'm telling you right now, this is still a lot. So if you need to be on the knees, be on the knees. You can do it in the plank position. Let's do it in the plank position. We're gonna do 1 set to the right, counterclockwise, that would be the left, and then 1 set of 10 to the right, clockwise. Do it whichever way you want. I'm gonna reset in between just to make sure that my hands are where I want them to be. Are you ready? I'm ready. Hands are slightly facing out, and let's do it. Lots of core engagement, lots of wrist and shoulder awareness. I can always tell when I'm working hard because I get real quiet. There was the 10 to the left. Readjust and do 10 the other way. It's really hard on the wrists, but I don't think it's hard in a damaging way. I think it's hard in a, wow, that's a lot of control kind of a way. And so I think this is going to be really great for people that want to stand on their hands, want to do a lot of yoga on their hands, because people are always asking how to get those wrists stable. Whew, this may just be the way. All right, so I gotta go the opposite direction now. I'm going clockwise. You go the way you need to go. Last 2. All right. Whew. Definitely shake out those wrists. Give them a little counter stretch if that's what you need, because we are going to get back on our hands now in a plank position on the ball. Hands on the ground, hands on the ground, hips on the ball. Stay there with me. And we're going to do what I called scorpion lifts. So hopefully your back is feeling pretty good. You do not have to lift up as high as I do, but let's just see what we can do. Oh, you know what? I said we were going to be in plank, but I think we should do better if we were in forearm plank. Excuse me. I wrote it down wrong, so then my brain said it wrong. So in this forearm plank, I'm going to start with the ball a little bit under my belly. Yeah, I'm gonna get it up here under my belly again. No graceful way to do it. So get in a forearm plank with the ball under your belly. And basically what we're gonna do is be lifting up into a Pinchamayurasana, into a forearm stand, but you don't have to ever leave the ball. So I'm gonna curl my legs up overhead, and you could stay just like this and never let your hips or your belly leave the ball. Super slow and controlled. If you are pretty comfortable in a forearm stand, then maybe you lift up as much as you're able with, I try not to lift up all the way because I don't want the ball to leave me, because then I have to go chase it down every time. All right, so hopefully you're in position. Feel free to readjust if you need to halfway through. Let's do 10 of them, see how we feel, and then maybe do a second set. So forearms down. You gotta have the ball just right. I know if you're doing this with me, you totally understand. If you're watching, you may think I look crazy. So let's lift the legs up and over with the strength of the upper back and the core, and not from jumping, right? So here we go. 1, 2. Feel those shoulder blades turn on at the peak of my lift. It also takes a lot of control and awareness, a little bit of practice with this one to get to the point where you're not just flinging yourself up and over your head, but making this a very slow, controlled movement. Because I don't want to lose my ball, and I don't want to fall over. In ways, this is harder than kicking up into a forearm stand because I'm using the strength of the back and the shoulders, to get there. Last one. Woo. And nice and easy, come down. Let's stretch out the shoulders a little bit. Because if you were getting any lift at all, like I was on that, you're feeling it through the shoulders. So I'm gonna stay on my knees, on my elbows, and triceps rest on the ball. Kind of like a little puppy pose, stretching out the chest and the shoulders. You can even walk the ball further away, keeping just the hands on it. Drop the chest in. Do you think we can do another set? If this was too hard, you could still choose to do it with one leg as well, instead of doing it with both legs. So give that a try if that's too much. All right, let's get into it. Remember, the ball has to be under the belly. Geez, that takes practice in itself. All right, get the ball where you need it. Under the belly, under the chest. We got 10 lifts. Here we go. Really push into those shoulders as you lift those legs up and overhead. So yeah, you're using the strength of the back and the glutes and the core to lift those legs. But if you dump into your shoulders, if you let the shoulders pop out, you're gonna smash your face. You're gonna fall. About 4 more. 3, 2, last one. There we go. All right. Now after that forearm position, now we're gonna go into a plank position. We're just gonna do some finger taps. We got 10, a little rest, and 10 more. So when I say a finger tap, we're gonna be in that plank, and then I'm just gonna lift up one hand, tap fingers, lift up the other one, tap fingers, left fingers, right fingers. We're not lifting the arm all the way up and overhead, which is really difficult. We're just gonna tap the fingers so we're getting used to bringing the weight into the opposite side to shift that balance, making that other side do the stabilizing. This is too hard with the ball. You can throw the ball off to the side and just do it in a regular plank. Let's start with the right hand. Right fingers tap, left. Keep that belly drawing in. Halfway already. There you go. Little rest. I'm just gonna rest on my knees here. So it's kind of like a hero's pose on the ball. If this is too much for your wrist though, by all means sit down on your ball and take a full rest. Let's do one more set. Slow your breathing, calm your mind. Let's do it. Let's get it done. All right, here we go. Tap right, tap left, tap right, tap left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. I don't know where the count was. Let's do 2 more. Right and left. Very good. Let's sit down. Shake out the wrists. Very good. All right, so we have one more exercise to do, and I think it's going to be a little bit easier again on the wrists and the shoulders, a little bit more into the legs and the glutes. I think we can do it. Let's go for it. We're gonna come into this reverse plank position again. This time we gotta squeeze the ball a little bit more with the sides of the feet, and we're just gonna drop the left leg down, drop the right leg down. Kind of like steering the ball right and left, right and left. It's a little bit harder to keep the hips very high. Do the best that you can. So if the hips are a little low, in order to keep that ball squeezing, you gotta do what you gotta do. But let's just start to shift a little bit here and there. Squeeze your ball. You know, you could probably do this in a reverse plank position too and have a little bit more control. Do what you need to do. Hands are flat, fingers point towards glutes. Lift up and go right and left. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. That one's hard on the inner thighs. But still lots of stabilizing through that back, through the shoulder girdle. We got one more set, and then you're done. And then you're done. And hopefully 1 or 2 of these tricks will have helped you feel a little bit more stable through that shoulder. I'm ready to get it done. Get those feet into place. Hands are good. Lift those hips. Let's steer this ball. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I'm steering a little more than I did last time. Look at me go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Whew. There we go. Let's take a seat on the ball. I'm just going to have you do like a nice easy back bend over your ball. So I'm going to put my booty down on the ball, let my back stretch up and over, and let the arms hang open. So it's just a gentle, easy back bend because really I just want to open up the fronts of the shoulders, the pecs, and just let it relax. So you may like them up and overhead. You may like them out to the sides a little bit more. Ooh, we could sway a little bit from side to side. Control that with the legs. Take another resting breath, 1 or 2. And let's do a nice, easy sit-up. There we go. And now we're going to do just a little puppy pose on the ball like I showed you earlier. So on hands and knees, let's push the ball away. Keep the hands on the ball. And then I want you to drop your head and chest right down towards the ground. Get a little steering from side to side, stretching out different muscles. All right, now let's just do that on one side. So I'm going to keep my right arm on the ball. Oh, dropping that right shoulder down towards the ground. Always working it out and then stretching it out. Second side. So these may be some really great exercises for you to do if you're still working on getting a bit more strong and stable through the shoulders in order to hold your forearm stand, your handstand. And if you've done some of my other videos that I already have up on YouTube using the exercise ball, and some of you have said like, that's too hard, that's above me, I can't quite do it yet. These would be really great exercises to help you get the strength and the endurance in order to do some of the more advanced things like going into the handstand and pike pressing and things like that. So start with this, warm it up like that, and hopefully you'll feel a lot more strong and ready to get on your hands with your exercise ball so that you can challenge your core. You guys did a great job today. Hang in there, drink your water. Make sure that you share this on your social media. Follow me here on YouTube and on TikTok and Instagram. Have a great day, guys. Take care. Namaste.